everybody, I'm Stacy with Stacy's Organizing and Decorating for Life, or StacyForLife.com. I'm here to help you organize your thoughts and decorate your perspectives. So, today's topic is addiction and how to stay clean through the holidays. So, I wanted to touch base on that. First, you are being overwhelmed with eat, drink, and be merry right now. We've got football games and movies and commercials, everything trying to encourage and promote all of the things that could get us in some serious trouble. If you're dealing with addiction, there's the obvious of using drugs, but then there's also shopping addiction, which is full force right now. There's, eating, bunches of foods and everything, and then there's gambling, if you're trying to distract and just go to the casino and get away from everybody. And there's also sex. There's lots of love going around. A lot of people want to mistake sex for love during the holidays, or don't want to feel. And sex can be a distraction too. So, with all those distractions, one thing I want to say is rule number one is if you are in a fellowship, make sure you're staying in contact with your sponsor, that you're staying in touch with your support group, and that you're going to your meetings. And if you don't like the people at the meetings where you're going right now, if they're getting on your very last nerve, go to other meetings, because that's the cool thing is right now you get to meet different people when you do that. And if you're struggling with the loss of a loved one this season or new in recovery, there are other people there who have dealt with this kind of thing. And if they haven't themselves, they know other people. And there's always somebody for everybody in these rooms. So I want you to stay connected. If you're isolating right now, if you're just sitting around looking at videos and you need to go to a meeting or something, get your ass off this computer and go to a meeting right now. Just don't even watch anymore. Get off, go to a meeting, because isolating is very bad for us. Isolating is bad. Recovery is good. So remember that. That's the first rule. There's no life coach, no therapist that is an exchange for your recovery. So you want to get through this, go. Rule number two is to remember alcohol is a drug. Those commercials, those movies and stuff, they make it look really romantic on TV. But if you're like me, you don't end up in a movie, you don't end up, on a beautiful commercial. If you use any alcohol, you end up on the evening news. And so that's what keeps me from using today, is I don't want to end up on the evening news. So we have to remember when we're at parties and such, the food's going to be a problem too for some people. But when we're at parties and such, we can tell people, for me, I tell people now, trust me, I've had plenty of alcohol in my day. I've had enough, and you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that at all. But also, there's been times in my life where I've just told people simply, I don't drink, and there's also, I'm driving, and I'm still the designated driver. So there's always other things we can say, and we don't have to cringe and feel guilty if somebody asks us to drink and we can't drink, because I know that it feels funny at first. So alcohol is a drug. So you may be sitting there thinking to yourself, well, weed is not, because that's what I used to think too. So the problem is, though, with weed, whether it's a drug, not a drug, whatever, it was mine of choice. And so the problem was I got lazy, but I could still pick up a drink because I would get thirsty when I'd be smoking some weed, so I'd be drinking. But then I would get sleepy, and then I would think, oh, I want to stay awake and keep partying. So stuff would start going in my nose and down my throat. So then there was that. And I just kept going until I couldn't remember what I was doing and passed out. And, the next day someone would be so kind as to remind me what I did the night before. And it got to a point to where I was in a blackout and I was afraid I would do something I couldn't bounce back from. What if I put my kids in the car or something and I was in a blackout and I attempted to drive somewhere or something like this. So we have to remember to play the tape through. Play the damn tape through. So, and then thirdly, you're going to be around family and stuff like this that may be triggers for you. I know with my sponsees, some of them went around family and they would be afraid of being triggered or scared or what have you, and they would say, what do I do? Can I call on you? So if you're going around family and you're afraid they're going to trigger you, make sure you have a backup plan, that that you have your sponsor to call, or you have somebody in your support group to call. And remember, you can't excuse yourself. There's no chains around your ankles. You can tell your family politely, look, I need to go if you're feeling very triggered. Don't use this holiday season. You know, I want you to have the peace and merriment that you deserve. And for some of us, that doesn't come through alcohol, drugs, food, sex, and etc. So just stay focused. Remember your intentions. What are you intending to do? How do you want to celebrate? You know, and so with that being said, I hope that you'll have a great weekend, wherever I'm coming to you from, because my internet's crazy right now, so I don't know what part of the week I will be coming from, but my intentions for you are the best. I have many thoughts and many prayers for those who are dealing with the loss of a loved one this holiday season. And until next week, I will talk to you later.